That 40,000 will get you a lot further if you're willing and able to take on a property where you go in, occupy one unit, rent the others. Yeah. And you don't have to do it forever.
We built with Arbor, I think 2017, 2018, something like that. And when we decided to sign the contracts, it was an empty field, right? There were no houses just yet. And it was exciting. And then once the neighborhood was finished and all the houses were 10 feet apart, and at the time we didn't have kids, but there was an army of children moving around in front of our house because of, all the neighbors had 2 or 3 kids.
Sure.
And so we decided pretty quickly that wasn't what we wanted. And so I think we sold our house within about a year and a half and moved over to Franklin Township and got really lucky that we made that decision right before the pandemic happened. And so we lucked into that 3% interest rate that we don't want to let go, and better schools and everything. But so it's also all about timing too.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's the hard thing to get right, is the timing.
Yeah.
But when you do, it feels good.
Yeah. We certainly didn't make that decision because we knew there was an impending pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you had contacts in that lab. Yeah. Well, man, we got some questions here that we've been wanting to run by you. I'm curious because you deal with the numbers of real estate so much. If you were working with somebody who, let's say, they want to get into investing in real estate, and they had $40,000 in cash that they're willing to put towards it, how would you advise them? Like, kind of, and you could speak to that more so than we can on the financial piece of it, or just if there's a type of asset,
Yeah, so $40,000, right, will get you 20% down on a $200,000 home. Mm-hmm. Any more on investment properties, you're looking at a minimum 20%. There are scenarios. In fact, Ryan, I think I had a client or two of yours that we talked about who don't have a primary residence currently, and we're looking at multiple families. Mm-hmm. You can get in and occupy one of those units as your primary. The mortgage you get will be a primary, yet you would have these other units you can rent out.
Yeah.
So that 40,000 would get you a lot further if you're willing and able to take on a property where you go in, occupy one unit, rent the others, right? Yeah. And you don't have to do it forever. You can rinse and repeat. You could go in, buy a duplex your first year, right? Mm-hmm. Move into one side, rent out the other, see how it goes, make sure you like it, right? Test the waters. And then from there, move on to another duplex or move on to a 3-family or 4. And you can do the same thing. You can move into that next one as a primary, again, minimum down. Yeah. Hang on to the other duplex, put that in your portfolio, and you can rinse and repeat. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing that's going to make you go back and amend those mortgages to an investment property. Mm-hmm. And you can do it. There's no real limit. I mean, for Fannie and Freddie, you can't own more than 10 finance properties. I know a guy.
So when you refi to like a portfolio loan or something?
At that point, you'd start looking at portfolio stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But I know a guy in Fishers I used to work with a lot. He did that. He was a young guy at the time. He would buy a home in, can't remember, is it Sandstone? Is that one of the Fishers neighborhoods?
Yeah, I think so.
I could be wrong. Something like that. But he would go in, buy a house, live in it for 6 months to a year, rent it out, move into another house in the neighborhood, do the same thing to the point where he got, I don't know, maybe, I want to say he has maybe 6 or 7 that he did like that. So to buy an investment property, don't necessarily think of the straight,
Yeah.
the only way to do it is 20% down. I have to qualify for investment property products, all that type of thing. That's not necessarily true. There are other ways to go about it if you're willing to live there as a primary first.
You can check out our full library of episodes wherever you get your podcasts.